Hi, and this is about as bright and as beautiful as it's going to get at the moment, as we are living under a cloud, heavy cloud, lots of drizzle, lots of fog. Sometimes can't even really see those beautiful hills in the distance. And it's the 15th of December, nearly the shortest day in the Northern Hemisphere. Good morning and welcome to a little farm update from Dale Farm. We're just going to take you around the different areas of livestock and talk to you about what's going on. And I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about Brexit and lockdown and how we're feeling about everything. November.
Well, it's a nice, what are we on, December the 15th? It's a nice dry morning, which is nice. It's been so wet, so it's this limestone ground soon does dry up. I was in the field yesterday, it's starting to, already dry, so this breeze will help it to dry again, because I need to move some bales. So we've come up to feed. This is the last cow to calve. She calved on November the 20th. Obviously a little heifer calf we've called November. We separated her from the others, and she's doing very well. She just has a bit of hay and a bit of corn. She did calf with the others, and last year's calf's still with her, and there wasn't a problem with that. And I went up on a couple of days later, the little calf was sat under the side of the feeder, but the problem is it's rather muddy around the feeder. Now the feeder is stood on a stone bed, and there's a stone pad around it, so they're not sort of going endlessly deep in mud because it's on stone, but little calf was having to wade through mud, so I didn't like that, so we moved him in here, and he's fine. And our own calf, I think sometimes last year's calf comes to the gate to have a look, but they're fine, so it's worked really well. So we bring her a bit of hay and a bit of corn.
She's down there, look. Does she come up? Will she come up? Hello, November. You cheeky? It is very muddy around the gateways, isn't it? And what about the snow? How much snow did we have?
Well, a week ago on Friday it was about 2 inches upon this high ground. If that went very quickly, well, that makes it very wet.
She likes the breakfast.
Yeah. Hello. Are you having some hay? Look at it, Luke. You're on here, Luke.
And we've been taking bales to the cows over there at the feeder.
Yeah.
How many cows are around the feeder now? About 11 or something. The past month or so, I've been honing my tractor skills with Dad's coaching. So I've been practicing how to move bales and get them into the feeder, and I've learned that Dad likes it to be done just so. So we're just going to go and have a look at those now. We gave him a bale this time yesterday morning, didn't we?
They do make a hell of a mess around it, and you can soon, this idea used to move them off the way you could ruin this field and it would grow nothing all next year. So this area last year here, as you can see, we had a track where that cow's standing dug out down there, a stone
It
track.
was all the stone from the campsite building, wasn't it?
And then all that area that they're on is on stone, so even though there's sort of mud around it, it will sort of, well, I scrape it off occasionally just to keep it clean, but they're not sinking into an endless bog. So it did cost quite a lot of money, but it's been quite a good thing to do.
At least you didn't have to buy the stone.
No, we didn't have to buy the stone, but the guy did all the excavating work. It was quite an expensive thing, but it was a thing well done. So I can run down without making out too much.
This field's looking well.
So the sheep coming here tomorrow.
The sheep are going to move here.
Yeah.
Maybe later today, maybe.
Hello. So we've got here the light coloured cow is little
Lynn?
Lynn, and she sadly her calf was born dead. But she's got last year's calf with her, and then there's the 2 large bullocks, and the rest of what we used to call, well, we still do call the Hamishers, and they're all sort of in together, and they're looking okay. And the haylage is, well, very, very good quality. I'm really pleased with it. Got when the weather was decent, and yeah, it's really very nice. Smells like tobacco nearly. It's beautiful stuff.
That's a good way of describing it.
New Year.
The autumn purchases. Any thoughts?
No, they settled very well. They look well. I'm pleased with them now. And also, I see they come in. They're not getting to know us and not recognise the sound of our voice from the Lancashire accent. I mean, you used to. They say yo, don't they, there, I think?
Yo?
Yeah. We say you, they say yo.
Oh, yo as in the sheep. Yeah.
Friend for Doris there with long tail.
Yeah. They look alright, they don't they?
Where's the
ram?
Up there.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Yeah, no, they're fine.
So yeah, lots of content looking sheep.
Nice morning.
It's better, isn't it? Life on the farm has been definitely a blessing this year. Throughout all of the lockdowns, it's been great to have something that is constant, that gives you a sense of purpose, and that you can rely on. Although now we're in quite worrying times with the onset of Brexit. We keep hearing all the time, every day, we've passed our deadline for Brexit, and you hear really worrying things about what it's going to do for the trade deals, and in our terms, what it's going to do for the prices of lamb, which I think is expected to go down. So that is very worrying. I'm just trying to stay positive and look at it as perhaps there will be maybe a period where everything seems to be really bad, and then hopefully we'll find our new kind of balance, and hopefully find a way for farming in Britain to continue in a positive and productive way. I think that what we produce in Britain is fantastic, and there's no reason why we should be importing lamb if we produce good quality lamb. This is what we should be eating at home. So I'm going to keep trying to fly the flag for British products, for British lamb, and try and encourage people as much as possible to shop locally, because it does really make a big difference. Obviously, we're only small scale producer. I don't have experience as a large scale producer, so I don't know quite what the impact would be on large scale producers, but I just think it's always important to remember that, you know, we in the UK are a very dense population. We've got a huge number of people living here, and therefore there's a huge market that we should be able to sell to, and we need to fight for our customers, and we need our supermarkets to fight for us farmers too. So that's my thoughts on Brexit. In terms of COVID, our country went into lockdown again, a full lockdown on November the 5th, which was 2-3 days after the campsite closed. So we managed to have a few days off away from the farm, and then most of the time we've been back at the farm doing some fencing work. I've just been helping Dad with a few bits and bobs where needed, some work with the sheep, putting the rams out, swapping the rams over. So just day-to-day life really. And we are still in a situation where all of our pubs are closed, hospitality is shut down, so the campsite, we wouldn't be able to be open even if we planned to be. So it's a strange time, it's a sad time really, to see all of the local businesses not thriving. So my hopes for next year is just that we can say hopefully goodbye to all of this COVID craziness and start to find a little bit of normality. So that's what it's like here. As always, I'm very, very blessed to live where we do, with the amount of countryside and open spaces we have, and the COVID rates have always been fairly low here. So we are lucky, and that's my thoughts on that one. Can't hear you yet.
This is our bunch of what we call all sorts. There's a cull ewes, there's old Mary, which is our matriarch sheep.
Yeah.
Is she born in 29?
2010.
2010. She no longer breeds, but she's just the pet. There's some store lambs here which we're keeping for ourselves, and then there's some lambs marked up for breeding which are double tagged. There's a very nice lamb with we call him colour phantom. This one here, like a dark face. Little Bambi.
Bambi's in front of her, isn't she?
Again, looking okay. Just been very wet for them. But
how are you feeling about the lamb trade?
Well, the lamb trade this year is exceptionally good, but we hear all these worrying signs. I don't know if it's scaremongering or not about if there's a no-deal Brexit and tariffs on lamb. So I just hope they can get something sorted out.
And do you think that it will encourage people to buy more British lamb rather than, like, say, New Zealand lamb?
Well, I suppose that's the ideal scenario, but this is just saying there's far too much lamb in the country. We need to have these markets, because a lot does go to Europe, and at the moment it just seems in total stalemate.
Yeah, I have been worrying about it, thinking we've got more sheep, and next year we might have double the amount of lambs for
Same price.
half the price. Yeah, but you just have to get on with it, don't you?
You do. Okay.
Chase is after the birds, I should think.
These are the older ewes with one or two of our own breeding sheep, often bottle fed that we've kept, or various reasons. They're split in equal groups. There's about 42 or 3 years, about 83 or 4 ewes went to the ram. This is Doris. I have 2 fields up there. This is my neighbour's field, Will, and he does let me graze the sheep on here for a month or so, which is good because it doesn't have any sheep on all year, so it's a bit of clean ground for them. But I think they've had enough, and I'll take them up to our own land.
Which field are they going in?
Up under the moor where we walked this morning above the cows. Well, they'll have a run of that, and then if it does freshen up, they can always come back here for a bit. But, I found this year the autumn growth, maybe it's me, but didn't seem to be as much as some years. So I think last year they stayed in here till, maybe January, but I think they're ready for a move now.
And here they are in the afternoon, moving to some fresh pasture, even a little bit of sunshine for us. So that is our little winter update, which I hope you enjoyed. Seeing how the land looks, how the livestock are looking at this time of year. And now we're just kind of hoping that the winter isn't too harsh for them really, so that in spring we're going in with all the livestock and the land in good state of health. So we'll be bringing you another video when we've got something to update you on. Might put some more outdoor stuff on, swimming, etc. So stay tuned, and as always, thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, and see you next time. Bye.